These are the plaintiffs, Christine and Brittany Daniels. Christine says she hired the defendant's limo company to provide a limousine on prom night for her daughter, and the guy never showed up. Her daughter was standing there in her gown in tears. The defendant can't go around treating people like garbage. He has a bad attitude, and they're still steaming mad almost 6 months later. They're suing for $5,000 for pain and suffering and last-minute expenses incurred. This is the defendant, John Hayes. He says he was very, very sorry and apologetic, but the car he had en route broke down on the side of the road, and it being the busiest night of the year, he was stuck, and so was she. He offered her a free night on the town another day. He has no control over mechanical issues like this, and would like to state again to the prom girl how sorry he is, but owe them $5,000 over it? Ha! He's accused of pooping out on prom night.
All parties, please raise your right hands. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Christine and Brittany Daniels?
Yes.
Who's Christine?
Yes.
That's mom?
Yes.
And daughter? Oh my
Yep.
gosh, you're like sisters. You're suing Johnny's Hollywood Limousine Incorporated and Social Lights Limousine, represented here by John Hayes?
Yes.
Okay. For $5,000, $250 of it a deposit that they refused to return, and the rest of it for pain and suffering. What happened?
Well, it started on March 2nd. We called and hired him for a 10-passenger limo for prom night for June 21st of the same year. On June 14th, 1 week before the prom, I called him to give him the specifics and get everything ready. And he told me that a 10-passenger limo is not really for 10 passengers because the driver counts. So I was.
It's a prom.
So I was.
You think somebody was going dateless?
Yes. So I was forced to upgrade to a limo that would hold the 10 kids. Fine. There was 1 week left. I had no choice. The price was very good. I have no problem with the price. So we upgraded, and then he informed.
And you had to pay extra.
Yes, I did, but whatever. So then he informed me it worked out for him anyway because he had another job for the limo, the original limo, in Smithtown. So it worked out for him. And
wait, because he was farming this out?
Yeah. Yes, he subcontracted it out.
Okay.
So all is well and fine. Prom night comes. She puts on her gown. All her friends meet at the pickup place. 6 p.m. She got excited. They were supposed to pick up at 6:15. She called the driver
to make sure that he was coming on time.
And the driver said, "Didn't John?"
How old are you?
I'm 18.
And you already know that things don't work out the way they're supposed to?
Yeah.
Well,
unfortunately, I called the limo driver to make sure he was coming on time. Everybody was there. I was sort of in charge of everything. And he said, "John didn't call you?" And I said, "No, John gave me your number." And he said, "My transmission blew at 4:30. John was supposed to make other arrangements." And I never got a call from John. At that point, I started crying hysterically, and he hung up. And my mom attempted to call John from 5 or 6 different numbers. He wouldn't answer the phone. Finally answered, got in touch with her, found out that it was her, and hung up on her.
Hung up on you?
Yeah,
Yes, he did.
that night, repeatedly from different numbers.
And then he said, "I'll call you back in 2 minutes." He didn't call back. I mean, it was a nightmare. So we put the kids in a minivan and
At
sent
7
them to
o'clock,
Crest
which is
Hollow
when
Country
my prom
Club.
started.
Your prom started at 7, so you got
And it was
into the
40 minutes
minivan
away
at 7, and it was how many miles away?
It was 40 minutes away on the Long Island Expressway.
So you missed
in
the
rush
first
hour.
40 minutes of your
Oh,
I
she
missed
missed
my cocktail hour as well as my professional pictures. at my prom.
How late did you get to the prom?
I got there 7:50, and then I had to go through security, and all 10 of us had to check in. We went in a minivan.
You all packed in the minivan?
Yeah. We had no other choice.
Well, several people didn't have seatbelts, right?
Yes.
And in all fairness, then I spoke with John again, but the kids were already on the road, and he said, "Well, I'll send the stretch limo." First of all, they're already there. They're gone. And then it was only for 8 kids. What do you expect me to do with the last 2 kids? So it was impossible. And the 23rd, I spoke with him. I said, "So I want my deposit back, and I want these kids to have a free night out. That's what I want." He said, "I can only do 8 kids." Well, how am I supposed to choose which 2 kids it's okay for and which 8 get to go? Because mine's going. But, who are the other ones going to be? So it wasn't an option. Then we went away on vacation. When I still never heard from John, never got my deposit back, nothing. I emailed him. He never responded. His partner office, which is Social Lights Limo.
Which is also on your invoice, right?
Which is also on my invoice.
Who owns Social Lights Limo?
It's my wife.
Oh, that's your wife? That's the wife who's sending the emails? Your wife is sick of you. Okay, go ahead. Let me see those emails from social.
This is everything.
Is your wife here with you?
Contracts.
Is your wife here with you?
No.
She refused to come?
No, she just couldn't make
Those
it.
are all
It was just a nightmare, and it was one thing after another. They didn't return the deposit. They knew this was, when he booked it in March, he knew this was going to happen.
This
A
is
pretty big
Mireya.
party.
Mireya's your wife?
Yes.
This is Mireya from Social Lights Limousine, the partner office. I just got this email from the junk folder and found out about the problem with the prom. I apologize for causing and ruining your daughter's prom. There is no excuse for how John handled that day and not informing me about it. I'm very sorry it even happened. Please email back or call John to arrange a refund or to set up a time to meet John to give you your deposit back. I am sorry for all the inconvenience and the bad moment you and yours had to endure on such a special day. What happened?
I got a TLC driver from Queens with shoulder pictures.
What's TLC, the company?
Taxi and Limousine Commission.
Okay.
That had to be the right car for that prom because it was
Okay.
in Nassau County, and could fit 12 people.
Okay.
Insured
This
for
is the
12 to
contract.
14.
Okay.
Okay. She had 10. She said, fine, for a little bit more. I said, that driver wants a deposit.
This is the type of car.
That's the exact
That
car.
was supposedly the exact
Did he
car.
send it to you?
No, we never saw the
No,
car
how did you
anyway.
get these pictures?
He sent those.
He
sent them to
emailed
you?
those.
Okay, go on.
I have his in my
Okay,
computer.
now
I
this
sent
is,
it.
you were subbing this to another
Right,
company.
because we didn't have any cars.
Right,
It was
and
all
then-
sold out that night.
Go on.
It's sold out for months. The driver was on his way. He had a transmission problem. He overheated. He called the limo builder. I gave him, one of the a mechanic.
What time did this vehicle break down?
It broke down around. Her pickup was going to be around 6ish. So he's leaving from Queens, so he left early. I guess around 4ish.
Okay.
I was also working.
Why in 2 hours had you not alerted them that there was a problem?
The plaintiffs hired the defendant's limo for the prom, and the dude was a no-show. And the girl missed part of the prom. The guy had a mechanical problem, but made it her problem. Let's listen.
I don't know if he called them first or me. I was also doing a prom myself. I had pictures. It was a very busy day. I drove also.
Well, then you took on more business than you can handle.
No.
And that's bad for you.
No,
what do
it
you
isn't.
mean?
No, it isn't.
Why in 2 hours, when the guy gave you notice that
I
there
was
was a
making
problem,
calls.
do you stop it? Do you not let them know so they can say, give us back our $250, we'll leave here at 6:15 in the van and we won't miss our cocktail hour and we won't miss our, why? Why wouldn't you do that?
She was calling me. I was making calls to a lot of places.
You
to
had
try.
2 hours.
I know, but because it was the busiest day, which I didn't plan.
Which then you call her and tell.
I
See,
was
here's a
working on it.
problem.
I was working
You're
on it.
still trying to keep the fair, and you're still trying
No.
to find somebody to sub it to, and you're still trying to find, because this is what you guys do.
Yeah.
Okay, so if somebody has a drop off at such and such a time, maybe they can do this, pick up two, squeeze it in, move it around. I know what you're doing, but that's for your benefit. And you know who you're hurting while you're doing that? All those kids who ended up missing their entire cocktail. You don't do cocktails.
It's
their
like
entire.
outside.
What do you guys call it?
They
It's
do
a
it.
cocktail. It's called that from the place, but
They're
it's like
fake
it's
cocktails.
outside with
Yeah,
like
the outside part, the pictures, the whole. You made them miss their prom. This is your senior prom.
my only prom.
Your
We don't-
only prom.
I know.
Why? Because why? So you could still keep
No.
your 250.
No, because she
why
wanted me to.
wouldn't you listen to my question? Because I have a very basic human need to hear something now that doesn't continue to make me think that you're the louse you look like right now. Just tell me why at 4:30 when you know there's a problem and this guy tells her, oh my God, John didn't call you. Why wouldn't you call them, give them a heads up and let them know?
I did.
No, you didn't.
I told him I was trying because that's what I do. Like you said, I tried.
Why did you?
I
what
tried to
time
bail
did you
out the
call,
situation.
Stop it! What time did you call them? You didn't. They called
once-
you
Yeah,
and
they
got
called-
you on the phone.
'Cause I knew
and
the
you're
dr-
trying to fix it.
I'm trying to fix
at
it.
6 something.
No, not that late. No, I tried tirelessly to try and get a replacement vehicle, and I did have one. They had just left or whatever. They wanted to decide to pack into the van. And I had to
What
escalate.
time? Answer the question. The next words out of your mouth need to be a time. What time was that other vehicle going to get to her house?
It would be there probably around, could have probably got to them by 7:30.
Which means that
A
they
half
would have
hour
gotten
late, and then to the prom an hour late.
No. They were already an hour
No,
late
the
by
prom
leaving
starts
at 7.
No, the prom started at 7.
That's right. And when they left at 7, they ended up missing the entire quote cocktail hour
right.
and pictures.
But-
So it would have been even later, another
we
half
would've-
hour
right.
later.
So we would've-
Why is that within reason?
No. We would have got him there,
Why didn't you
and we would
return
have gave him the
Can I
time
just
on the
ask you a
end.
question? Why didn't you return the $250?
After all this, because then we talked about the next day. I said I will. We couldn't agree on. She wanted a night on the town plus that, and that's not fair. The whole problem is
It doesn't
a night
matter
on
if
the
you
town.
stop.
No, because I wanted to.
Stop. What planet would you be able to keep the $250? Do
I
you
understand.
feel that you can keep the $250?
No, I don't think.
Then why didn't you refund the $250?
Right,
And then
because-
she could sue you for whatever else she thinks
No,
freebie you
because
should
I
have thrown
wanted
in.
I wanted to release this of either that, one or the other. That's why we're in court, because she wanted
But what?
both.
See, that's the exactly. That's
I don't think she should have both.
That is exactly right.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, does she get $5,000 or does she get just say the cost of the limo? What do you think?
She should get the cost of the limo, that's it. She's being a little selfish asking for $5,000.
Well, but she's never going to have a prom again unless she flunks school, right?
Yeah, I mean, prom's like a one-time, lifetime thing. Like,
Oh, really? How old are you?
I'm 28.
Who did you take to the prom? Remember?
I didn't get my prom.
Oh, that's why you're so upset.
Like, this is a one-time thing. You don't get this all the time. You need your prom.
I feel bad for this guy. Okay. What do you think?
I think she just should get compensated for the money that she lost.
Oh, you know what? I can't even hear after this guy going inside the courtroom.
You wanted to hold that $250 hostage.
No.
Yes, you did, to a release. All right? And you don't have that right. That's not your $250. You breached the contract. You're in this mess because you didn't refund the $250. If you had refunded the $250, she would have lost her steam and walked on. Hey.
I didn't want
All
to
right,
do that.
now
I never
how are
asked
you
for a
figure?
release.
Just stop. How do you figure you're entitled to $5,000? What's that about?
Well, you know what? I didn't know a figure. But what I do know is her prom night was destroyed. Her friends wouldn't speak
Okay,
to her.
hold on. Wait, no, go on. Her prom night was destroyed. Her friends wouldn't speak
Her
to her.
friends were so mad at her that they didn't get to go in the limo. They didn't speak to her the whole prom night. She was in a minivan to her only prom.
Sweetheart, did your stop?
Go ahead.
Did your friends not speak to you?
They
and
still
believe-
don't speak to me.
Are you serious?
I didn't say it wasn't
Your
childish.
friends are jerks. You need to get a better class of friends. And you also need to get a spine and toughen up. Show me the picture of the minivan. Because you guys are smiling in the picture. So where is it that everyone's all upset? And
there's
prom
one-
is ruined and everything else. Are you just hamming it up so you can make more money?
No.
There's,
That's what it
you
feels
can call
like.
my friends.
No,
Yeah,
listen,
they're-
listen. I was with you until this
Friends.
display because I think it's grotesque. But I am very disturbed that either you're hamming it up or you are surrounded by nasty, not nice people. And you seem sort of on the ball. So I cannot imagine you would surround yourself with those kind of people. Okay? So, first of all, into life, lemons will come, and the job is yours to make them into lemonade. You've got a great story associated with your prom. You ended up on People's Court. You're gonna end up winning. But if I, lucky for you, I don't believe that show, because if I thought that it was true that you're, oh, my life is ruined, my friends are like that, I really would think that your mother needs to send you to therapy, not college. Okie dokie. But what are you entitled to? How much was a prom ticket?
105.
I'm going to order you to pay back the $250, which you had zero right to keep. I'm going to order you to pay her the price of the ticket of the prom that she paid, $105. And I'm also going to order you to pay another $200 for her troubles for having to come to court and sue you when you have a defenseless claim, absolutely defenseless, to having returned the $250. That's my verdict. They sum total judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $555.
Well, first out of the courtroom was the limo guy. Come on over here, the defendant, losing this case and not looking too good in the process.
Yeah, well, like I said, we offered her a replacement one, and that says that in the contract. She signed it. Things happen, and I felt bad. That's why I wanted to give her.
Did you bite off more business than you could chew that night?
Oh.
The busiest night of the year?
Yeah, I probably did.
What's your wife going to say when she finds out what happened in here?
Nah, she'll be all right with it. She agreed with me. She thought I was going to win this case.
Yeah, but you didn't. All right, head right down this way. Oh, say, come on in here and step up a little bit. You satisfied with what you come out with here?
I am.
You sued for a lot more than you wound up with.
I just found it was very deliberate. I think he knowingly did it, and that's...
You think you'll be popular again when you get back and your friends all find out you won the case on the People's Court?
Maybe a little bit, but it was still a once in a lifetime thing.
You're gonna welcome them back, or you're gonna get new friends?
I'll take her advice and not welcome them back.
Okay, over to Harvey.
Okay, in a sense, the additional money was punitive damages because the guy was kind of underhanded. I didn't get my prom. And that'll do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.